So welcome to the suit of wands. Now for me, of all the suits, the wand suit is about the possibility of. It is aligned with the fire element, and as you well know, fire starts with a spark and goes all the way through to the inferno. Now fire gives us light, it gives us clarity. It gives us a sense of accomplishment. But if we use too much of our fire, it can actually block us from seeing the truth or seeing the smaller details. I think the lesson with the wands, especially when it comes to fire, it's about not us hanging around with just the spark or not us going too far with the inferno, but more so about having a happy medium. So once again, we have our Ace of Wands. This, of course, represents the spark, the idea. This represents us as an individual in terms of a new beginning or the what ifs. What is the possibility of? Now, one of the most beautiful meanings that I got of the Ace of Wands is that we need to remember that we are limitless beings, that anything is possible as long as we have the courage to step forward and do it. Next, we have the Two of Wands. And of course, number 2 is about co-creation, duality. It's about pros and cons. It's about weighing up everything. So as you can see with the card, this person here stands with his wand of knowledge as well as the world in his other hand. That's definitely the what if type of card for me. This is when somebody's thinking in their minds how they can change things around in order to make their manifestation a reality. And what they are doing is they are taking the most important type of factors and weighing them up together. Hence the Two of Wands. So next we have the Three of Wands, and the number 3 is always about collaboration with me. This is somebody who has gone past that just a thought, somebody who's just gone past that duality and co-creation, and now they are starting to add more things to their list in terms of what is possible, what is not. This is somebody who has a plan and is kind of waiting in order to kind of implement it. Next, we have the Four of Wands, also the 1111 card, and is also the reason why the number 4 for me will always represent the 4 legs of a table, i.e. security, stability, balance, foundation. That is the Four of Wands. And what better way to kind of signify your foundation than by celebrating your community, celebrating a couple, celebrating your connections, your relationships, and everything that comes in between. That is the Four of Wands. It is a reminder to us that we are so much more than that individuals that we are. We are our family, we are our community. We have that support and security there should we need it. Next, we have the Five of Wands, and of course the number 5 is about change. It is about us having a very truthful conversation with ourselves in terms of where can I be better. So of course with the Five of Wands, it's definitely about chaos. It is about bringing together so many factors or items or people and trying to get them to work together. Of course there's going to be different opinions, of course there's going to be competition, of course there's going to be communication problems. This can also signify the many challenges that we ourselves have to overcome in order to gain our manifestation. So the Five of Wands, yes, is about acknowledging that things can be chaotic. Yes, things can be quite difficult, especially when working with others or being out in the world in order to make our dream come true. However, every single thing that we overcome is progress. So even though this may not look like it, this is actually a progressive card. Why? Because this beautiful soul is not afraid to fight for it. Next, we have the Six of Wands, and the number 6 is about bringing everything into harmony again. So we are moving past that chaotic Five of Wands, and we have kind of refined our skills or refined our idea or refines what we want to do. So the Six of Wands is somebody who is implementing that in the world and doing very, very well at it. This is somebody who is doing so well that they are starting to get acknowledged for it, or somebody who is feeling confident now. I'm not green, I'm not faking it till I make it. I actually know what I'm doing, and I'm loving that energy. And when you are in that energy, you start to succeed. And when you do start succeeding, you become quite the magnet for everybody's attention. So there is a bit of a double-sided type of meaning to this card. Not only is it one that you are doing really, really well and you are getting acknowledged for it, the other side is stay humble. So let's get to the Seven of Wands, and the number 7 is about perfecting everything. This is why I call this card Haters Are Gonna Hate card. That's my own interpretation. You can create your own for yourself. And it's only because we're coming off that Six of Wands where you're the greatest of the greats. And then now with the Seven of Wands, you're actually putting in that mahi. You're actually starting to fight for the things that you need to fight for. You're actually starting to back your plan by having that conviction and believing in self. And the thing is nobody sees your battles. Nobody ever sees your battles and what you need to kind of come up with on the daily. No matter how unprepared you are, they don't see your struggles. They watch you from the outside looking in, and they make a judgment on it, and there's more than likely many people around you that kind of want to knock you off your perch. But the Seven of Wands is somebody who's owning it anyway. The Seven of Wands is somebody who is not afraid to step out and back themselves if they need to. The downside of that is sometimes these people get tunnel vision. Sometimes they're known for being a little bit too proud. Let's get to the Eight of Wands, and the number 8 represents manifestation. This is somebody who's bringing together all their mahi, their thoughts, their emotions, all their sacrifice, their sweat, and they're bringing it all together in one type of area and focusing on that, which is why it is also known as the card where you're kind of moving forward. Some people liken these wands to arrows that are venturing forward, that are paving the way or lighting up the pathway for people to follow. Hence why there is so much movement in terms of the meaning with the Eight of Wands. Next we have the Nine of Wands, and this is somebody who has definitely picked up some experience. This is somebody who has kind of, earned their stripes a little bit. They've taken their idea, they've nurtured it, they've put it out into the world, and they've worked on it. And they've fallen over many, many times with the Nine of Wands, which is why this guy looks a little bit disheveled and a little bit tired. This is somebody who is experienced, and we see this most often in our kaumatua, or we see this most often in people who have lived a life beyond their years. Yeah, they look aged, or even they talk like they are an old soul. All of that is the Nine of Wands. That is experience. That is somebody who has felt the pain and learnt from it. And finally, we have the 10 of Wands. This is the completion stage. This is somebody who has collected every single wand. This is somewhere where they have perhaps realized their manifestation and also realized, holy heck, I've actually put too much on my plate. So the 10 of Wands really signifies somebody who has a lot of responsibilities, who has a lot of ideas, so much so that they could be just weighing themselves down. This is somebody perhaps who has had their mind too much on their idea and they've forgotten about the lifestyle. They've forgotten about that balance. So the 10 of Wands is here to kind of remind us that yes, we have succeeded. It's time for us to lay down the wands. So let's go to the suit cards of the wands. Now, as you know, the suit cards don't have a number, and that's only because many of them are likened to an archetype. Now, you can look up to see what the meaning of archetype is. I think that's just really flash psychological kind of meaning. For me, it's like stereotypes. That's my whakaaro anyway. You can come up with your own. So when I look at the suit cards, I think about people, and it's definitely one of the tips that I kind of learned when I was trying to learn all 78 bloody cards. I made them into people. When I made them into people, these people had different personalities, and these people had different skills, and that's how I kind of found my way with the Rider-Waite deck. So for me, the Page of Wands is this little optimistic person. It can be a rangatahi, it can be somebody young, it can be a student, it can be a messenger. At the heart of hearts, the Page of Wands is somebody who is right at the beginning of an idea. They haven't quite got all the pieces together, but man, they want to find out more about it. And the way that they pursue their passion, the way that they pursue this information is probably out of the box. I kind of find with the Wands type of suits, especially with them equating to fire, they'll try almost anything in order to find the answer. But sometimes trying everything may be the long way around. So with the Wands, they will take risks. They will take action, but they do learn very quickly. And that is the Page of Wands. That is the student, somebody who's very inspired to find out more. Somebody who wants to take that wand and make it into something. Next we have the Knight of Wands. Now the Knights are like the workers, okay? So they have kind of learned a lot of things as a student with the Page, and now they're putting it into practice. Now, I liken all the Knights to tarot like boys that I know from high school. And the Knight of Wands is definitely that guy who takes all the risks. This is somebody who will probably be the first one in the crowd to try something. This is somebody who probably doesn't have much patience, but man, is he exciting. You just never know what he's going to do next. All right, then we have the King and Queen of Wands. Now for me, the King is more the masculine energy of the suit, and the Queen is the feminine. But in terms of mastery, they sit alongside one another. Now these two have seen and done it all with the Page and the Knights. They have got bumps and bruises. They have got knowledge. They have got the inside scoop now at this level, which is why the Queen of Wands is quite an individual queen in tarot, full stop. As you see with all the other cards, you'll see that each of them have like a black gecko design on their clothing. She does not. And that is because the black gecko symbol is about luck. They wear it for luck. However, the Queen of Wands, she makes her own luck, man. She doesn't believe in it. She also has this awesome black cat in front of her. That represents the Queen's shadows. That represents her being able to look at her own insecurities, her own shadows, and loving herself anyway. This is definitely a symbol of self-acceptance, especially for the good and bad parts of yourself, which is why she is so passionate, which is why she is so magnetic. Because she accepts herself first and foremost, she allows those around her to accept themselves or be comfortable with themselves. And that is why she attracts so many people. And then we have the King of Wands, and he is more masculine in terms of his energy. There is nobody more focused like the King of Wands. When he wants something done, it's real Leo energy with this card. When he wants something done, he's going to see it all the way through. Nobody believes in his idea more than the King of Wands. He knows how to bring people on side by communicating with them. He is a leader who leads by example a lot of the time. He's very good at teamwork, which just goes to show how focused and how proactive this energy is in terms of bringing their manifestation into reality.